All right, this is 1215 Cloverdale. Let's check it out. First thing I notice, landscaping is a little patchy. Some loose pavers to the left. The exterior looks a little dirty. You can kind of see all this fascia behind the gutters haven't been painted in a while, and there's separation on the trim pieces. So that's not a good first impression. But let's see what we find inside. Sorry. Let's see. My keys. Okay. Entry. Small, cramped. It feels like the second house that I toured yesterday. It's just not a lot of living space. Already starting to see foundation possible issues. Or it could just be bad millwork, maybe poor craftsmanship, who knows? I would say walking around, the foundation is very unlevel. The elevation change is noticeable. And this skylight's really bright. Yeah, look, this is insane. They did some updates. These updates don't look new because these finishes look quite dated. Shaker cabinets, painted over the hinges. Not a lot of space. They're asking a lot of money for what's provided. And why do they have 5 garage clickers? It's weird. I believe this used to be the garage. Yeah, it definitely was the garage. It's garage shaped. And your washer and dryer's out here. There's 2 types of wood flooring, both laminate. And a really old school electric panel out here. This will need to be updated. This is only 125 amp service, which is significantly less than modern electrical service. With new homes being built are 200 amps at a minimum. So you have half the amperage that you typically would have, which back then isn't a big deal, but if you're running a Tesla charger or something like that nowadays, you have crypto mining, high-end gaming rigs or whatever, that definitely will be a concern. To upgrade to 200 amp service from 125 amp service is like a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 ordeal. You have to get the city involved, or not the city, but the electric server. What's it? Encore. You have to get Encore involved. Okay, bedroom number 1. It's a queen size bedroom. Cracks already. More cracks. Not a good sign. But this is very typical for these homes in this area. I just want to let you know that. I think we kind of discussed that briefly, but this area is, it's not going to be uncommon to see cracks in bedrooms and uneven floors. It's just the nature of the beast here. I think when they built these homes, 60, 70 years ago, they didn't pour a very robust foundation. The slabs were poured kind of thin, and it just starts to break apart over the years. These weren't high-end homes when they were built, so you got to remember that. They were entry-level homes that are now still entry-level homes, but 70 years old. Updated showers. Pretty clean. Kind of Not a very functional vanity here. It's just a pedestal sink, so you don't really have a lot of storage. And the storage that you do have is not anything amazing. You have your HVAC closet here. The system does look newer, but it is a comfort maker, which is like the cheapest of the cheap. AC filter is new though, so props to them for that. The bare minimum. So I give that a 4 out of 10. Newer AC system, but the cheapest brand you can buy. It's like the great value off brand of air conditioning. None of this looks up to code. I'm not even going to talk about this. That is a 2 out of 10. Okay, let's see. We saw bedroom 1, bedroom 2. This is bedroom 3. This is the master. Look, more cracks. Can't find the light switch here. Okay, where's the light switch? Am I? Okay, there are no light switches. How do I turn this on? Okay, anyways, it's a bathroom. It's dark. I can't do anything about it because they didn't give me light switch. Oh, here it is. Nice. So, I don't understand that one. This shower doesn't look great. The drain is at the end of the shower pan. That's an interesting design choice, and I wouldn't say that's the correct way to do that. Yeah, interesting. There was definitely some renovations where they moved walls in or out because they still needed to provide room for that AC vent. So you can tell the walls here were touched at some point. Structurally, I meant like moving walls back and forth. Maybe tearing down some walls, combining rooms, something like that. Okay, last bedroom. This is the 4th. Very small. This is a full-size bed only type of room. Do note that all the windows are new, or newer, so that's a plus. Mystery switch, naturally. Okay, so it's a 3-way switch for a tiny full-size bedroom. Another, just add it to the bucket of interesting design choices for this house. All right, let's go to the backyard. So they did convert the original garage, and what they did was built a rear-facing garage. And it looks pretty, okay, looks pretty dilapidated. Okay, anyways, it's a garage. I'm sure you know what a garage is supposed to look like. Painted brick, but the paint's kind of fading. Here's another issue that I see. So this right here is a clean out. That clean out is rusting. That rust leads me to believe that these pipes are cast iron and not PVC, which is on brand for the era of when these houses were built. Now, the thing with cast iron is that over the course of 70 years, per se, they'll start to rust. When they rust, they collapse, or they crack, or they break, or they just corrode out. And when that happens, you have sewage that is no longer flowing through the system to the city, but is just seeping into the ground. And as you can probably tell, that's not good for, well, anything really. The way to fix that is that you have to dig underneath the house, and you have to tunnel all the way into where there's cast iron pipes, break it all out, and then install PVC pipe throughout. Now, As you probably can tell, that's not going to be cheap. It's generally a $30,000 to $40,000 job, and it could get up to even the low six figures for a big house. Very expensive. This house has cast iron already. For me, that's a no-go. I would avoid unless they have documentation that they have replaced the cast iron. No bueno. No one wants to spend 40 grand when you first move into a house. The landscaping with all those trees not being trimmed, that shrub is just overgrown, so is that one. I just don't have a lot of confidence that this house is very well maintained. These garage doors aren't painted. They haven't been painted for a while. They're so dusty. Yeah, I don't know. Lack of maintenance. No pride in ownership. Fence is starting to lean. It's been stained, but this is, when I say it's been stained, yeah, not a good first impression. Do not recommend. This house gets a 3 out of 10. I would not buy this house. Okay, on to the next.